Hey y'all, my name is Avery Cooksey and I am the former stepdaughter of Felicia Reamer. I just wanted to take this opportunity to share my story and everything that I experienced with Felicia. The reason I want to do this is one, because everything's coming out and I don't think I'll ever get this opportunity again. Two, it's something for me. I believe that it's gonna help me heal in a way of everything that's happened. And then for three, I just have always wanted to, and I feel like this is bad to say, but I've always wanted to expose Felicia for the type of person that she is. And with her having this ministry and her saying she's like this godly woman and the hands and feet of Jesus, it just, something in me it sucks to sit there and be quiet when I know all of this stuff that to me makes her not a godly woman, but that's not here or there. Anyway, that's the reason I'm sharing this. I do feel like this is a safe place to post it. I'm not asking for any feedback, no, nothing. This is mainly for me to be able to finally tell my story. So I'm just gonna start out with, we were in the third grade, me and Caitlin. We were in the same class. We were best friends. We both lived in Wagner at the time. She lived with her dad and Felicia and Josh, and I lived with my dad and my aunt and uncle and cousins. So beginning of third grade, best friends, her and my dad start mingling, whatever. Middle of third grade, Felicia and Charles, which is Caitlin and Josh's dad, start going through a divorce, or they are filing for divorce. And at this time, my dad and Felicia start dating. We all move in together to Felicia's mom's house. And I don't want to say this is where the abuse start, but it's definitely, there were things that I remember. One thing that I vividly remember is it was a 4-bedroom house. There was 3 kids, Felicia, my dad. So we could have all gotten our own bedroom. But because me and Caitlin were so close, we obviously wanted to share a bedroom. When the time eventually passed and we were wanting to be up each other's butts all the time, I asked for my own room in the spare office room that was not being used. And it pissed Felicia off. She was mad. That night we go to Walmart, Dollar Tree, a store. She decides to get Caitlin, and Caitlin also picks out things to decorate her room. Wall stickers, things to go on side tables, little pillows, whatever, just small little things, but to make it her room. And the reason they were doing this is because Felicia was mad that I asked for my own room. So she wanted to make me jealous initially, is what I'm thinking. And so we get back to the house. They're decorating the room. We all are going to lay down, go to bed. Now, mind you, I had this bedroom that was mine, the space, office space or whatever, for probably about a week, maybe a couple days. The only thing I had in there was my bed, which didn't have a bed frame. It was just on a mattress. A mattress on the floor. And then my boombox that my dad got, and my clothes in the closet. Now, obviously, we weren't going to go buy things for this room because Felicia had no intention on me keeping my own room. But yeah, so her and Caitlin decorate the room all night, and then time to go to bed, she tucks Caitlin in, she tucks Josh in, she gives them kisses and hugs, and she comes to my door and she just closes it. And she's already expressed that it's weird, I guess, that I want my own room, and that basically saying that I don't love Caitlin anymore, and yeah, I need to grow up, basically. And so I didn't get to decorate my room or nothing, but I ended up just moving back into the room me and Caitlin shared. That was probably the only memory as of right now that I remember from the house in Wagner. Then we moved to Lexington, and we're in middle school still. We're probably in the 5th grade. And there was an incident where Caitlin was going to wash clothes, and Caitlin asked me to come help her, and I was just like, you don't know how to like do the, like, you don't know how to start the washer. Like, she didn't know that she had to put the detergent in the clothes and then start it. And to me, I just thought that was funny, but like, mind you, I've been doing that since I was younger. Also, like, starting to move to Lexington, I started like doing more chores around the house, I guess. And yeah, so anyway, Caitlin goes and tells Felicia that what happened. I'm not exactly sure the words that Caitlin used to tell Felicia, but at the end of the evening, my dad was on the way home. I'm in the bathroom with Felicia, and Felicia is on the phone with my dad, and she's telling him that I told Caitlin that I don't love her and she needs to go find a new sister, or I want to find a new sister. And basically just saying that I don't appreciate Caitlin as a sister, yada, yada, yada. Because I said, you don't know how to do the clothes. Oh, also, mind you, Caitlin, after I said, you don't know how to do it, she said, no, I don't do clothes because mom loves me. Like, she doesn't do chores because she's loved and I'm not. And that was really, like, sad to hear. But anyway, she's telling my dad that I'm telling Caitlin, like, I don't love her, whatever. So I get a spanking when I come home. Felicia would always, like, create lies and stories for me to get a spanking, and I'll touch into that later. But so that was probably the, like, I feel like the big incident I remembered in Lexington while we were in middle school. Around the 5th grade, end of 5th grade or summer after 5th grade, Felicia and my dad broke up. They split up. And Felicia was wanting me to go live with my mom. And the reason she was pushing so hard for me to go live with my mom is because Felicia would always tell me that my dad used to sexually abuse me and basically molest me and rape me when I was a kid. And those were his words that came from his mouth to her. But that's a lie. And anyway, that was her whole reasoning of me not being able to be around my dad. Around, like, it was the time in Wagner in elementary school, like, where I feel like she started cutting ties, like, communication off with my dad and stuff like this. And I feel like my dad didn't really look that much into it because he had custody of me, like, from the age I was 2. And so he probably just thought I was, like, happy to have a mom figure, even though I did have a mom in my life. And so I guess that's what he just thought. And so, but Felicia was telling me that I need to go live with my mom because they're divorced now, or they're split up, Felicia and my dad, and she's not there to protect me. And she's not there to look out for me. And my dad is a sexual predator. And I've always wanted to ask her, like, well, then why did you get married to him when you have a daughter? Like, it was a lie, but I knew it was a lie because she would tell me that he would tell her this because obviously I didn't believe it. And so she'd be like, well, no, he told me this in private when we first started dating and da da da. And so basically I just wasn't allowed to talk to him. And so I ended up going to live with my mom at the beginning of 6th grade, and I am loving it. I've always wanted to live with my mom, and I finally had the opportunity. I was on the cheer team. I was in drama class, but I was doing, like, plays and stuff. I was on the beta team. I was going to school football games, doing activities, hanging out at friends' houses. Then eventually my dad and Felicia decided to get back together and start talking again, living together. And whenever I would go to visit my dad on his visitation weekends, Felicia would always make it so much fun that weekend. And I wouldn't have to do any chores. I wouldn't have to eat peanut butter sandwiches. Wouldn't have to do anything. And so basically, I was just loving each house, but I love my mom's more. And so anyway, Felicia was telling me eventually that she wanted me to move back. Caitlin wanted me to move back. She wanted us to do cheer together. Going on about Caitlin misses her best friend and just this and that. Like, you're a part of the family that we just need to complete us, basically. After I didn't move back, and I guess that was probably within a week, 2 weeks, she started coming to my school. She would, I don't even remember if she pulled me out of classes, if she had my dad pull me out of classes, come say hey, whatever. But I do remember her coming to my school a handful of times and taking me into the bathroom and like telling me to go tell the guidance counselor this and that, and like go cry and like scream and say you don't want to live with your mom, you want to live with your dad. And then she started coming to my after school programs. Mind you, they live in Aiken. She's driving all the way up to Spartanburg just for this. And I believe it was so she could place fear into me, like knowing that she can get to me wherever I am, basically. And she was just like, I say threatening, but I don't even remember like a legit threat. But I feel like just the fear enough of like she had already put into me was enough for a threat, if that makes sense. But so basically I am like freaking out, and so I do go to the guidance counselor. I'm like screaming crying, but I'm screaming crying because I'm just I just want help. Like, I'm a kid, I don't know who to trust. Felicia made me believe that everybody told her everything about anything, and I just felt like I didn't have anybody. But I do say, like, I don't want to live with my mom and I want to go live with my dad. And I go to the cheer coach and I say I want to quit the team, and the cheer coach refused. She's like, we're not doing this. And I believe the cheer coach and the school kind of like saw what was going on, but maybe not to the extent that it was. But long story short, I end up moving back to Felicia and my dad's. And I did tell my dad at one point, and this was probably the first or second time, because when they first broke up, I told my dad there was like one time we were in McDonald's and Josh was coming down the slide, but he wasn't coming down fast enough, I guess, and Felicia was coming in there and like she was panicking, she was pissed, she was yelling at me and Caitlin, saying that we weren't watching our brother because he has asthma, and so she thought he was having a panic attack in the slide. And she was just flipping out. And we were at Burger King. And then there was another day we were at Walmart, and I get a point at something, and I actually got a scar from it. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. But that's such a silly scar. I'm sorry. But it was from me accidentally hitting my hand into a Walmart thing, but Felicia just not even flinched, doesn't even care. She tells me to suck it up, stop crying, or she's gonna give me something to cry about. Yeah, so I told my dad that, and I was just saying like how I don't feel like she treats me like her kids and da-da-da-da. But sure enough, he took her back. But this was also the only other time I told him before I moved back from the 6th grade. I was just like, yeah, I'll move back if I don't have to do chores in the morning before school. And chores in the morning for me, like, I'll go into my morning routine that I had there. But yeah, so my dad looks at Felicia and was like, you make her do chores in the morning before school. And Felicia's just like, well, everybody helps out around the house, which is a lie. Nobody did anything. Nobody did anything except me. Nothing. So anyway, my dad's just like, okay, yeah, well, that makes sense. Because obviously it does make sense. You know, like, we're teenagers. Not teenagers, but we're in middle school. Like, help around the house, you know. And so I end up moving back. The first, like, couple weeks, I'd say maybe a week and a half, was cool. It was fine. Like, there was nothing really going on major of, like, me doing chores, me having to eat sandwiches and stuff like that. But it ended up like progressing and obviously starting. Mainly all of my memories are from the 9th grade to the 10th grade when we lived in the last house in Aiken before I moved, which is the Converse Drive house. But yeah, basically like it started from a very young age and it lasted, but that's just like, I guess, the little side story of like the life. I don't know, but I guess I am gonna go into the abuse because this is what I've been waiting to share, you know. Sorry, but in the 3rd grade, this was, I think, the first ever incident that really like actually stuck out to me that this isn't right, like that's not right. But obviously didn't do anything about it because I was confused, because Felicia made me feel like she loved me and like I was safe, you know. Anyway, it's me, Felicia, Caitlin, and Josh, and we're going to get dinner somewhere. We get into a fender bender. Somebody hits the back of our car. No big deal, no nothing. Pull over. Cop comes. Guy's very sweet. Cop's very sweet. Get the paperwork done. Go on our way. On the way to the house, Felicia is telling me to tell my dad when we see him for dinner that the guy that hit our car was very mean. He came up to the car cracking his knuckles, and that basically was like asking, are we gonna have a problem? And so I'm like a little confused because that is not what happened, but okay. So anyway, we're at dinner and they're picking up pizza to go. We're playing little skee ball games. Felicia calls me over and she was like, tell your dad what happened today. And so I proceed to tell him what she said, that the guy was really mean. He started cracking his knuckles and saying, are we gonna have a problem here, and just scaring Felicia and us basically. And Felicia's sitting behind him and my dad's facing me, and so Felicia's behind him and she's just like telling me, yeah, keep going. And I think I'm doing a great job because I'm just like, yeah, I don't know what, like, okay, whatever. Then she goes and says, Avery, why are you lying to your dad right now? And she said that that's not what happened. That she was like, why are you lying? Like, are you a liar? And my dad believed her, and I'm just confused. I didn't say anything, and this is where I feel like it really started, because I didn't say anything to my dad or anything at all to be like, well, you told me to say that. So I feel like she thought like, okay, she's gonna say what I asked her to do, she's gonna do what I asked her to do, whatever. And I feel like that's when it really, like, she really was like, oh yeah, I can like do whatever I want. Okay, so into the actual abuse, I just wrote down like little bullet points and like notes and stuff, just to like, I'm gonna be everywhere off the place. There's so much, and I'm really gonna try to make this I guess short, sweet, and like straight to the topic and what it is. But bear with me if it's not, and please forgive me if I am all over the place. So one thing is, the first thing I got bulleted pointed is I got the wrong type of headache medicine. There's apparently different types of Excedrin. I just remember different colors of the Excedrin label. Like one was extra strength, and one was migraine, whatever. Felicia drove to Walmart and she told me to go in as normal. There was rarely ever a time Felicia went in. She would always send me in. Like, she went in if we needed a big order, but if there was something random, like she just needed, I'd go in. And I didn't have a phone, because the phone my mom was paying for, she would be given to her son. And I probably had that phone in my like possession maybe 10 times within like the 2-3 years that my mom was paying for the phone. But other than that, Felicia either had it in her possession or Josh, her son, had it. But anyway, I'm in Walmart getting the headache medicine. I don't know exactly which kind she wants. At this point, we're 9th grade. I already know how crazy Felicia is. I'm already terrified. Like, the abuse has already started. And so I just get an Excedrin, what I think that I've seen that we've had before. And so I get the Excedrin, get in the car, we're pulling out of Walmart. She was mad about something prior to this. But yeah, she pulls out the Excedrin and she sees that it's not the one that she wanted. She doesn't tell me which one she wanted before I went in the store. Don't have a phone to call her. But she pulls over the car in the median and turns around and starts punching my legs, like full on punching my legs. She used to take paperwork and homework out of my book bag for school. Mind you, I was not allowed to do homework. If I did do homework, it would be a very, 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 very rare occasion. And I probably had a 5-10 minute limit to do homework before I had to start cleaning. Yeah, so she would take my stuff out so I couldn't turn it in. But whenever, like, I couldn't turn it in and Felicia would get a call from the teacher or a note would come home with me, she would tell my dad that, or my dad would ask, well, why didn't you turn it in? Felicia would say that I had the paper, I did the paper, I just didn't feel like turning it in. I just didn't feel like getting it on my book bag, so I just didn't turn it in. And I wanted an F in my class. I wanted a D. And I'd get spanking by a belt every single time. Every single time. Whenever I did get spanked, I'd say 99% of it was Felicia's doing. Not the spanking, but the reason I'm getting a spanking is, and like she would lie all the time. Like the clothes situation, telling Caitlin that I didn't love her anymore. I didn't say that, but that's what she did because she knows I would get a spanking. But also, what's so crazy about it too is she would get me the spanking, and before my dad would get home, she would tell me to go put on pajama pants and layer them, and underwear and layer them so that it wouldn't hurt as bad. And I'm just like, I mean, obviously I don't say anything. I can't say anything. Like, in my mind, I'm just like, you don't say anything back to this woman. Like, what she says goes, and that's how it is. If you want to live, truly, if you want to, like, continue to see the day of life, you do what she says. Point blank, period. While I was in high school, never picked out an outfit. If I did, it would be because, one, Caitlin and Josh spent the night at their dad's house before. Whenever Caitlin and Josh weren't around, I don't know what it was, but Felicia treated me like how she treated Caitlin, like royalty, basically. I didn't have to eat peanut butter sandwiches. She was very kind to me. We got to stay up, watch movies. Yeah, just, it was crazy. But, yeah, so whenever I did get, it would be that, or Caitlin would dress up and I would get to match her. If we had matching dresses or if we had a matching shirt, I could match Caitlin, and typically, all the time, it was cute because Caitlin got to dress up. Any other time, Felicia would dress me, or I'd have to go get clothes out of the Walk and Tall donations, and that would be the main case, or I'd have to wear overalls to school, which, mind you, I'm in the 9th grade, 10th grade, wearing overalls that Caitlin got in the 4th grade. The reason I'd have to wear the Walking Tall donation, sometimes I'd have to wear Josh's clothes, which Josh is a bigger guy, okay? I'm small. And the overalls, because she wanted me to be made fun of. And it's because I did something to make her mad, or I'm in trouble, I did whatever, and so my punishment is to be humiliated at school. And jeans, she said that I was a size 6. I was not allowed, well, mind you, I was not allowed to shop if we went into a store for clothes. Not allowed. She would say that I would be allowed to. Why am I not picking anything out? But anytime I did, she'd be like, that's ugly. You really think that's cute? Put that back. We're not here for you. So didn't shop. Whenever we did go out and we would get jeans, for me, it would be size 6 jeans. I was a size 0 or size 1. The only size jeans I was allowed to wear were size 6s. she told me there was one time when I was wearing overalls to school. She told me, and I was in the back seat. We were on the way to school. We were in the drop-off line, and she's looking at me through the rearview mirror, and she's saying, I'm going to show you that you're worthless. I'm going to show you how worthless you are. I'm going to show you nobody loves you, and I'm going to show you how ugly you are. And she said that so much. Like, I was told I was ugly or worthless or stupid or pointless, dramatic, problem causer, family ruiner, every single day. There was something, I was called something, if not everything, every single day from the 3rd grade to the 10th grade. It was insane. So I truly believed it. Like, I truly believed that I was causing all these problems in the family. Like, she told me the reason her and my dad broke up when I went to go live with my mom, she said it was my fault. She said it was because I was a pathological liar and I just don't have any respect for anybody but myself. So that was fun. This one really scared the bejeebies out of me. This happened like closer to the time that I left the house. I think this is when it like truly started getting so bad that I was like actually fearful for my life and what would happen if I stayed. But yeah, the fear of staying scared me more than the fear of getting caught trying to leave. So for my birthday's October 3rd, at her dad's house. It was a farmhouse. She had nephew, nieces. We had a bunch of cousins from her stepmom's side, Felicia's stepmom's side. Always hung out with the family, loved the family. Nieces came over, whatever. So had all them, all of our friends, and we were doing a haunted house trail thing at Papa's, which is Felicia's dad. And we were all doing this. I don't remember the time frame that it happened. I don't remember if like the gift that they gave me was on my birthday, was after my birthday. I don't remember when we did the thing, but regardless, whatever, there was a ring found on the ground during this trail, like the haunted trail. They gave it to me for my birthday, Caitlin and Felicia. Now, I didn't know anything about this. I just got a ring. I'm like, ooh, okay, cool, birthday gift, whatever. One of my friends, Samantha, in high school, we're walking in the hallway, and mind you, I'm not allowed to talk to Samantha unless Caitlin's talking to her, which nobody liked Caitlin. All my friends hated Caitlin, but like to talk to me, they had to talk to Caitlin, so they just tried to mend through it. But like mainly anybody that was my friend, I wasn't allowed to talk to because they all hated Caitlin and Caitlin hated them. But I just was not allowed to have friends, and that was it. Like regardless if somebody liked Caitlin and Caitlin liked them, I just could not be friends with anybody. But anyway, so she was like, oh, that's the ring Caitlin found on the ground. And I'm like, where? Or like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, it's the ring that she found in the field, whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Which, mind you, I don't get anything. Every birthday that I had to clean up after everybody. It turned into a Caitlin show. I catered it, meaning like, if Felicia bought pizza, I would go upstairs, fix everybody a plate of pizza. I'd bring it downstairs. I'd clean after their activity. I'd clean up after they ate. They would go do something. I clean. And it just, yeah. So anyway, I'm like, okay, whatever. One night, Felicia's in the bathtub. Now, this is also something that's always goes on. Felicia would always bathe and walk around the house naked with us there. Now, with Josh, not all the time. She'd put a shirt on or tell him to like stay in his room or whatever. But I mean, it wasn't like he never not saw her naked. Okay, if that makes sense. But me and Caitlin, always, constantly, 24/7, always see her naked. She'd always be naked in the bathtub. I'm cleaning. There's like, it's like one of those gumball machine rings, you know? So like there's a little slit in the back. You can adjust it to fit your finger. I'm cleaning my nails out with that, okay? Felicia sees me. We're in the bathtub. I literally have the ring like this, and I'm like, and I put it on the back seat of the toilet. She goes, tells me to do the laundry, something, whatever. Go to do that. Come back, put the ring on. She saw me cleaning my nails out with it. Anyway, fast forward. It was probably like a day or two. She starts getting mad at me and saying that I broke the ring. And I was like, no, I didn't break the ring. The ring was given to me like this, like you saw me, whatever. So I was in trouble for like a whole week for breaking this ring that was not broken. Anyway, so I'm in trouble. I'm punished every single day. Now, it's like the next week, I'm not in trouble because I broke the ring. Now I'm in trouble, and apparently I was in trouble the whole point. And the whole point of this is because I was saying they gave me a broken ring for my birthday. Because I kept saying I didn't break this ring. This is how it was given to me. And so, but then, like, it was because I was lying about breaking the ring. But then now I'm in trouble because it doesn't even matter how you got the ring, Avery. Now you're just saying that we gave you a broken ring. Like, do you really think we think that little of you? And da-da-da-da. Literally so crazy. So, my dad is laying on the couch. Now, the way our house was set up, there's stairs going up, stairs going down. The front door is right here. Upstairs is their bedroom, the kitchen, the living room. Our downstairs is our bathroom, our bedroom, Josh's bedroom, the walk-in tall room, and the garage and the laundry room. So up the steps, there's a railing. My dad is laying on the couch, which is like this. So he's facing the TV like this. Felicia is on the steps behind the couch, so he can't see her, okay? I'm in front of the TV in front of him. I can see both of them. My dad is basically just asking me, Avery, did you break the ring? Are you lying about it? And this was the first time, like, since, like, they had split up and everything and I came back that I, like, was, like, going against Felicia, I guess. But I just started basically hyperventilating and crying and trying to hold it together because I didn't want him to, like, I was just too scared to, like, say anything. Because at this point in my mind, I'm like, he's not even going to believe me. And it's just going to make it, like, everything worse. But I just shake my head no, that I'm not lying. And he goes, well, if you're not lying. And that was it. And he's just sitting there watching TV. Felicia. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. I feel like I laugh when I get awkward. But it's just very, like, I don't know, like, the things that I feel like I lived through is just like things that you would see in like a movie. But yeah, so she did that with her scary face. She drugged me down the steps by my ear. At this time, Caitlin had just gotten a Mustang for her 16th birthday. She threw me in the backseat of the car and got in. Caitlin's driving us somewhere, I guess, to go get food. And Felicia turns around, I'm crying, and she goes, I am your worst nightmare. And, like, so serious too. Like, I swear that is the day I saw the devil in human form. I'm not lying. I saw nothing but black through her eyes. Like, there was no, like, to me, no soul there. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that was probably the most terrifying moment that I've had with Felicia. And I think that was, like, the start of, like, me getting ready to, like, work up the courage to call my mom. Okay, so, but that's, like, one incident. I used to mow the lawn when we first moved to Aiken. We've lived in two houses, one on Winthrop Drive, one on Converse. The Winthrop Drive was the first one. The Converse Drive was the second house. Winthrop, there was a pit bull in the backyard, like behind our fence into our neighbor's backyard. And I'm sure the dog was sweet, but the dog did not seem sweet when I was mowing. The dog would always be at the fence barking. Now getting older, I'm sure he just wanted to play with the mower. But it was a small fence, and all I could think about is him jumping over the fence. And Felicia always told us, like, pit bulls are bad dogs, this and that. The stereotype that they have, that's what she believes. And so basically, I I was just terrified. I was like, this dog's going to eat me. And Felicia did not care. I've expressed that I'm scared. She doesn't care. I believe that she would sit there and laugh at me because, like, half the time that I did have to mow, it would be when the dog would be out, not when the dog would be in the house. But also, mind you, whenever I did mow the yard, it would be when my dad was sleeping. My dad worked nights, and so it would be, like, in the morning time. But, so she would wake me up. Normally, it'd be, like, 5 a.m., go outside, mow the yard. There was one time my dad woke up and she sent me back to bed. She put clothes on and acted like she started mowing. And once my dad laid back down, because he was just getting up to like get a drink of water, give her a kiss, and go pee and go back to bed. As soon as he went back to bed, she came back and got me. And mind you, the whole time she's doing this, she's laying on the couch on her phone. She's probably back asleep. But she wanted to make sure that it looked like she was doing everything when she wasn't. That happened multiple times in the Converse house. But yeah, she would always have me mow. And if my dad woke up, she would act like she was doing it. Or she would just simply tell me to stop, go downstairs, and then continue when he went to sleep. This is a big one. I feel like I should have said this at the beginning because I really want people to know this, and I'm already 35 minutes in. Y'all probably turn it off. But she used to pop NyQuil liquid gels into my dad's Mountain Dew bottles. She would pop them